I'm Ashley. I'm the founder of Cannabis Nursing Solutions, and I wanted to come and talk to you all today about tiredness versus fatigue. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I feel like just about every client that I've worked with has mentioned to me how tired they are, and I realize how consistent it has shown up. So, just a little bit about the work that I do. I work with holistic healers. I call myself a healer for healers because I am the person that our healing professionals, our business owners come to for support, whether it's in the realm of life coaching support or if it's in the realm of business development support. And I've been leaning more into the business development side of things because a lot of my clients have businesses and they need support in how to streamline those businesses. And one of the things that I feel like keeps getting in the way of my clients is this idea of being so tired they can't get stuff done, or so tired that they can't prioritize, or so tired that they cannot accomplish the goals that they're trying to accomplish, or even just feel good doing the work. When they started off doing it, they did it because they love what they did. And so first, I want to talk about what feeling tired actually means. It is actually the result of physical or mental exertion, right? You physically do something. You go for a run, and then you work out, or you do an intense yoga session, or you are on the computer all day, or you're doing Reiki all day, or whatever. All of those things can actually show up and make you feel tired, right? But the thing is, fatigue is more persistent than just being tired. So, I brought up all those examples before. You legitimately have a reason why you're tired. Sometimes what happens though is that we overwork ourselves, or we push ourselves so hard because we have a certain goal in mind, or we're trying to accomplish certain things, and we actually push beyond the idea of being tired, even though we call it tired, and we're in this fatigue state, which is this overwhelming sense of just exhaustion that you just can't get away with. Like if you were tired and you took a nap, right? And when you woke up, you would feel refreshed, you would feel good. Whereas when you're fatigued, on the other hand, you'll take your nap and then you wake up and you still are feeling tired. And that's what a lot of people are experiencing, not even in entrepreneurship, like just everyday daily life, right? Like people are just tired because of the overstimulation of social media, right? Or the fact that they're being overworked or compressed in their roles or responsibilities. That's a big thing for women. Because we have so many different roles that we have to take on, especially for us that are moms, especially for us that also have the burden of responsibility for our businesses. All of those things play a part in, why we are feeling fatigued. And usually it has something to do with, some sort of burnout, right? And so I also wanted to talk about that fatigue is not just a physical symptom. It can also result in emotional, cognitive aspects as well. So moodiness, being like not being able to get your work done, not being able to be focused. So, and this is important too, because a lot of us are like self-care, right? And one of the self-care methods for a lot of people is to go do yoga or to go meditate. Well, if you are fatigued and you are attempting to do some of these practices, you're not going to get the results that you're seeking. You're going to throw the practice to the side like it doesn't work. Where in all actuality, the thing that you probably need is to reset your nervous system and resolve the fatigue itself. And so some factors that contribute to fatigue include chronic stress. A lot of us are under a ton of stress, whether it is to, for our kids to do well in school, or if it's a deadline that you have to hit, or if you have a client that's very pushy, like those type of things, those type of stressors can contribute to chronic fatigue. lack of sleep, we create these cycles. Insomnia is a huge one. I also suffered with insomnia at some point in my career, and still it's a regular struggle to be able to get that under control. But being aware of being able to get it under control is the big thing. Being mindful is the big thing, so you can stop the cycle. Medical conditions also contribute when you're not well. As a Reiki practitioner, I can sense when illness is showing up in my clients when I'm around them. And a lot of times being like, they don't know that themselves, and they don't know what that's contributing to the thing that's causing the fatigue in the first place. And then just general overexertion regularly. So if any of you are into human design, I do those with my life coaching clients all the time. But if you're into human design and you know your aura type, you will know that some of us aren't built to overexert regularly. So I am a projector, and it is my duty and my responsibility to honor that when my body is feeling tired, and to take naps regularly. And so some impacts, regular impacts, like the way that is like causing people to not live the life that they are intended to live, it can be significant, actually, especially with the moodiness and just the mental fatigue as well. Because if you're not alert, if you're not feeling excited to see your family, if you are constantly tired, if you are not like, if that mental fatigue is getting in the way of you being productive, if you're owning a business, that's important. It's imperative that you get that under control, because who is going to run that business? Who is going to be the CEO and the visionary in your business, right? And so that becomes a really big deal when we're dealing with this chronic fatigue, and then finding the source and the root cause. So if you are dealing with fatigue, I want to say that, yes, I'm a nurse, but this does not constitute as medical advice. But if you're dealing with chronic fatigue, go talk to somebody. Go deal with go find a healthcare professional, or to get to the root cause of the issue. There may be some concern for some underlying health issue. I mentioned that before. Sometimes with my Reiki patients, I'll sense different illnesses in their body, and they don't even know that illness is there. And sometimes all of a sudden they'll sense the pain. Once I've identified it and helped them to identify it, all of a sudden the pain will exist, and that'll actually be the reason why the fatigue was occurring in the first place. Because even though they weren't sensing the pain, all of the resulting damage was occurring based off of the thing that was causing the pain. And so some just regular ways to prevent fatigue include just being mindful, finding different ways to be mindful. When I work with my life coaching clients, mindfulness is usually at the forefront of some of our conversations. How can we help you to be more mindful? How can we help you to be more grounded? How can we help you to find relaxation in moments of quiet? How to slow the cyclical thoughts? How to pay attention to what thoughts are coming in and what you're allowing to take over your mind, right? And so that usually is the first step before we can begin to even seek out a more balanced lifestyle. Because if we start to implement new rituals or things into modalities into your lifestyle, and you haven't settled in on the awareness piece of things, usually it doesn't go well, and there is no longevity in there. And so being able to adopt a balanced lifestyle as opposed to doing a balanced lifestyle is something that I really encourage for a lot of the people that I work with. And so some of the key takeaways, I just want you to know that fatigue, and first of all, it is real. Tiredness is real. If you're tired and you're working a lot and you're doing a lot, acknowledge it, that you may actually just be tired, and maybe you just need to take a break and take a nap, and that's okay. And we need to be okay with that. But if it's persistent, if it's chronic, if it's not going away, if it's interfering with your life, if you're not as productive as you usually are, then I would definitely suggest that you reach out to somebody or have a conversation with somebody who's able to mirror back some of these things to make you more aware. And some of us will call that shadow work, but really digging into what's going on with you, paying attention to the senses within your body, being more mindful, using tokens to help ground you, putting your feet on the ground. Those are all different ways to help you achieve mindfulness in your own life without it taking up too much of your day. I was talking to somebody recently, and it kind of resonated with me about the fact that sometimes we'll tell ourselves that we don't have time to do some of these things, and the reality is all you really need is 5 minutes. And so if you can find 5 minutes in your day to take some deep breaths, if you can take 5 minutes out of your day to get into child's pose, that's a yoga pose. If you could take 5 minutes out of your day to just feel all the parts of your body, if you can take 5 minutes out of your day to look at a tree or take a short walk, those are all ways to help prevent fatigue and slow and disrupt that cyclical effect that fatigue can have in our lives. And so I hope this was helpful to anyone who is watching here today. Feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram at Cannabis Nursing Solutions, and I hope to hear from you soon.